Well, good morning, everyone. I decided to come outside today, even though I have so much packing to do. It literally never ends, and I have not been recording much of it. I've thought about vlogging and showing you guys how I packed up an entire house in a couple of weeks because some people really like that stuff. I actually really love seeing people tidying things and packing things and doing really mundane organizing and stuff like that. But I have so much to do and so little time, and I get excited when I turn the camera on and then I'm not 100% focused on the mission at hand. I end up being slightly focused on what I'm telling you guys and what's in the frame. And I just don't know if I have enough time to even have that level of distraction. But it's such a beautiful day. The sun is out. I was trying to find a way that I could really capture the beauty of all these trees. I don't know if you can see how beautiful they are. The camera really just doesn't do it justice, but the trees outside my home, they're turning all sorts of beautiful colors, and that's what makes the northeast of the United States so charming when it has the 4 seasons of the year. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And so I wanted to I'm going to try to sit like this so you can see a little green, but also get a little bit of yellow and just enjoy the beauty that is nature. So before we jump into today's topic, I want to show you this beautiful beverage. I tried to show you a little bit about how I was preparing it. Doesn't that look like the coziest thing ever? Oh my gosh. I love it. I just love it. I even love how it's just laying on my steps with all the leaves. It just makes me happy looking at it. And it goes with today's topic quite well. Our baseline level of stress in society these days is already very, very high. And I don't think people fully process how stressed out their mind and body is just from the standards we have imposed for daily life at this moment in time. But our baseline standard is really, really high. Our bodies and our minds are in a constant state of stress. And when you add more stress into that, you end up getting to a place where sometimes your mind and body are completely overloaded, and they're usually trying to tell you that they're overloaded. So because I was under so much stress last month, I was having really, really bad medical symptoms, including so much insomnia and paranoia and dread and anxiety about a lot of things in my life. And this was happening, it's been happening for years. I think anyone who's in a really high stress profession, anyone who's been in places where there's a lot of competition, or if you're a lawyer, if you're a litigator, you're in like a zero-sum battle, which is a very stressful thing. And so we're in all these conflicts. Litigation is a conflict-based career line. And it's not normal to be in a state of conflict all the time, where you want something, the opposing side wants something else, and you're kind of fighting for the same piece of the same pie. But my point in all of this rambling is to just say that we have so much stress and conflict in our lives as parents, as people working in any line of work. It's just the level of stress that we've accepted as normal is too high. And it has been wreaking havoc on my health for so long. And I can tell that I've been in a battle against my body. But I have been pushing through it for years. And I know so many of you have been doing the exact same thing. You know your body's tired, but you're still waking up to an alarm clock that is telling you when you have to get out of bed instead of listening to when your body is telling you that it wants to get out of bed. And you're spending more time on computers and devices than you want to be, even if it's making you sedentary and out of shape and your body is telling you, I want to move, I want to be in sunshine. And you're eating things that aren't healthy for you and aren't feeling good, and you're not feeling that clarity of mind and that clarity of digestion and that clarity of energy and that consistent energy throughout the day. And you're relying on stimulants and uppers and downers. Uppers to get awake when you're not really energized and motivated, and downers to wind yourself down so that you can try to get through the next day the same way. And none of that should be happening. None of that should be happening. Name another animal in the animal kingdom that relies on uppers and downers to get up every day and just live life and then get to rest. No other animal does that. They just eat the food that they were meant to eat. So I was under this period of incredible stress last month, and I decided that the first thing I needed to do to start changing my life for the better, body-wise and brain-wise, was that I needed to take a break from work and I needed to cut out caffeine. So sometimes when you don't know exactly what you need to do next and you don't know the total picture of what your life needs to look like next, that's okay. You don't have to have everything figured out. But if you have one small answer to a bigger puzzle figured out, you can start there. And so for me, even if I don't know where I want to work next, what kind of organization, how hard I want to work next, whether it's going to stay in law and litigation, whether I'll branch out into something else, I did know that my body had been yearning for a break. And if I continued to dishonor my body, something bad was going to happen. And I don't know what, but I just don't think you can dishonor your body for years on end and not sustain the repercussions of that. I've said this many, many times on this channel. I think this is going to end up being one of my logos or slogans, but like, you can't hack your body. And that's what all these things are trying to do. All these stimulants that we take, all the caffeine, all the energy drinks, all the sugary drinks, and then all the like downers we rely on, whether it's alcohol. A lot of people rely on marijuana, CBD, things like that. Whether it's prescription drugs or it's recreational drugs, it's mushrooms, whatever it is. People are relying on things to get up, they're relying on things to get down, and they're dismantling their body's natural abilities to do those things, and they're not honoring the fact that the body will do all these things on its own if you just trust it and honor it and start listening to it and taking the steps you need to do to let the human body be a human body. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to find a moment of calm and a moment of peace in this beautiful day when the sun was out and the trees are glowing, and I just threw on this cardigan so that I could look a little put together for this video, but I'm going to get back into like crazy packing mode soon and probably look more like a slob. But I just wanted to get on this video and tell you all that I give a lot of positive advice, and there's a lot of positive motivation that drives me to make the decisions I make. And I love talking about decision making on this channel. I've already done 2 videos about decision making and how when you start making active decisions, you start defining your life for yourself. And you start playing the role of being the protagonist in the life that you are supposed to be the protagonist in, instead of just being a background character in your own life. But what I didn't really mention in those videos is that there's different motivations behind every single decision. Usually when we make decisions, there's 2 motivations. There's one that's driven from pure fear, I have to do X or else Y. And then we often make decisions that are driven by pure joy. We have to go on that vacation. I have to date this person. I have to take this job. Like, you're just making this decision from a place of excitement. For me, the decision to take both a break in work and then also to really take a pause and think about what the right next thing for my life is comes from both. It comes from both. It's not just the excitement of, I want to try my hand at other things, and if I don't try my hand, I might regret one day that I never took a chance on myself and never experimented. And even that sentence, as I just said it, I realized has that mixed motivation right there in it. I want to try this thing. It's exciting. I want to try my hand at other stuff. That's excitement. I might regret if I don't. That's a statement of fear. Similarly, I think my health is going to be so much happier if I don't have to wake up to an alarm every day and immediately give away my morning sovereignty to someone else and my mental sovereignty to someone else and go rushing off to a workplace and then have to talk to the people there and have to appear a certain way and talk a certain way. I'm excited to reclaim that sovereignty, but I'm also scared that if I don't reclaim that sovereignty and I keep putting my body through the stress, something bad will happen. And I'm going to finish by telling you about some more of the symptoms that I noticed, because I don't think people talk about this kind of stuff. At least I haven't heard about it a lot openly myself. But not, the anxiety, a lot of people have anxiety these days. That's not a word that is uncommon. Depression. A lot of people go through seasonal depression, situational depression. Some people have endemic depression. So that's not unheard of either. The insomnia I mentioned, the restlessness, the mind looping, that I hear a lot too. I don't know if anyone had insomnia quite as bad as mine has become. And I started talking about, actually, I don't know if I've talked to you all about this or not. So if you guys want to talk about sleep issues and what I've genuinely experienced over the years, how it's evolved over the years, especially from childhood, and what it's been like recently, at some point I'm happy to talk about that. But what happened recently, which really alarmed me, even more than just the general insomnia, which is like the mind looping and your mind's not shutting down and it's not getting to bed and you're not getting refreshed and you're not getting the rest you need, was I was starting to have really crazy nightmares. Like, my nightmares often involved my biggest fears in life. So I don't know, all these things kind of started getting crazy and creepy, but I would wake up with hot sweats, cold sweats, and I wouldn't want to go back to sleep, because if I'd go back to sleep, I was back into the scene, and the scene would be vivid and crazy. And sometimes these dreams would happen on days where maybe I had something to drink or some medicine or something the night before. So when I went caffeine-free and started to do some medicine-free nights, I would go to sleep and I'd still have these crazy dreams. So that told me that I think, as a layperson, that my nervous system is completely out of whack. My nervous system is completely out of whack. And I think it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel faith in the world. It doesn't feel faith in my profession. It doesn't feel faith in my economic system. It doesn't feel faith in my employment. My nervous system feels like it's under attack. And I have to find a way to make it feel safe on this planet again. And that's got to be the mission of my life. And I kind of knew that this feeling of not feeling safe was there, because when I would get really sad over the last year, I wanted that feeling of feeling safe. And I would write poems and songs about it and that yearning for that feeling. And I would have tests of it, and it would feel so good. And it just makes me really sad, because on a literal level, if you look at my life and you look at my career and you look at my achievements and you look at my salary and you look at my home and you look at the prospects that I have for the future, I'm not someone anyone would ever say should be feeling unsafe. And so then I think about all the people who are genuinely unsafe on this planet, who have no actual sense of security that they're going to survive. They don't know where they're going to live. They don't know where their home's going to be able to be built and be protected, where they're going to get food from, whether they can protect the people they care about the most. They have so many physical threats to their life, emotional threats, and financial threats, and weather threats. And I think, what on earth would be going on in their minds and bodies if there's so much going on in mine? So anyway, I don't want to end this topic on like a sad note, because just sitting outside and talking things through and feeling the sun and the breeze and just seeing my neighborhood, and it's the middle of a weekday, it feels really calm. And so, yeah, I just wanted to have this heart-to-heart with you guys. No script. I've never written a script in my entire life for any of these videos. They come straight from the heart. They're just a way that I'm trying to process the life that I'm finding myself in, and trying to share that with you guys in case it helps any of you. So I'm going to end this video now because it's gone quite long, but I'm going to continue trying to find ways to make my body and mind feel safe and cozy and happy on this beautiful day. And I hope you all can do the same. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming! Oh, yeah!